Scott Shulman, bitchin' guy, inspirational, badass.
This just in, the Los Angeles Bureau is losing one of their veteran news producers to Beverly Hills.
How can it be? After 43 years, Scott Shulman is turning in his fire gear, putting on a park ranger uniform. How will the LA Bureau survive without Scott?
I do not know. Well, Scott, congratulations on your retirement. We want to thank you for being a big part of our GMA family. I want to wish you the best.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Well, they told me, and I couldn't believe it. Scotty is retiring after 43 years. We will not be the same without you. I always knew arriving on the scene, the moment I saw you, we were in good hands. First off, you care about every story, and even more importantly, you're kind.
He's a force of nature.
Kidding. It's been a career like no other.
How many stories have we covered together? Millions. Fires, so many fires. Bears, sharks. I think there was some Brittany.
Earthquakes and OJ and fires.
You not only are the master of fires, but you scared the poop out of me.
He didn't laugh at me when I showed up at a wildfire. My first wildfire, wearing flip-flops.
Rain and earthquakes and fires and tornadoes and avalanches and mudslides. I don't really know if there's any weather event you don't know about.
I mean, in the fire, with the Nomex on, or with the bulletproof vest, whatever the story has been, that Scott has always been in the thick of it.
Documenting history across the decades and across the planet.
Come on, man. Who am I going to go down to places like Guatemala with? Who am I going to share those legendary stories with? You have been a fabulous cameraman, producer, just all-around great journalist.
Whether it's crossing a bridge over to Mexico and back, or whether it's me searching for your drone to shoot a stand-up in the mountains of Colorado.
One story stands out, the rescue of the boys from the cave in Thailand. Muddy, crouching, nasty, buggy.
I think of going to like Samoa after a tsunami and all the craziness and, you know, having a bucket of water and no electricity. Bucket of water was basically our plumbing.
To us crawling through drug tunnels in Mexico, to Thailand and living and reporting from a pineapple field so many hours of the day.
It's not often that you can say that a producer has done it all and seen it all, but I think it's safe to say that you certainly have done that, from covering news for the network in various countries, to war zones, to laying it all on the line in 9/11.
A master troubleshooter.
Who leaves no man or woman behind in the field and in the world.
Swim! Swim!
Keep going.
Swim!
Don't be afraid. You're going to be fine.
Okay.
You're going to be fine. Okay?
I'm so happy I got to meet you in the Bahamas, and thank you for keeping us sane and safe and for trying to pay off a boat and get us off the island.
Saving our lives.
Basically, yes.
So we were real excited that we got to. You've had so many near-death experiences. We were excited we got to be part of one of them.
In Australia, he and I had a fight with the rental car guy. Not only did Scott get the money back that they were trying to overcharge us, he got all the money back for the entire 2-week rental.
We were covering the Oroville Dam crack, and there was flooding, and our crew got a flat tire on the way to our GMA. So we call Scott in the middle of the night. We're panicked. Scott shows up, totally calm, lights me and the whole scene with the headlights of the cars, and shoots the GMA himself, completely saving the day.
And a maestro behind the camera.
Someone who I first got to know in this bureau as the cameraman that everyone wanted to work with.
All I know is that every story I ever did with you was made so much better by the fact of your presence, your amazing talent as a cameraman and as a journalist.
I very quickly learned, like every other reporter learned, that when I was working with you, nothing was going to go wrong. It was going to be a great day. There wasn't a problem you couldn't fix. You wound up mastering how to get picture and sound out of every isolated locale on the globe, it seemed, including many of the worst places in the world.
You were the best, and you put so much into the job, way more than almost anybody else. I can honestly say of all the people I worked with, you were top notch and absolutely at the very tip of the spear in terms of covering news in Los Angeles.
With accolades from the city by the bay.
We've been through a lot together over 30 years. I'm really proud to call you a co-worker, and you've done a great job. But I do have one last assignment for you. The slug is good times. You're the reporter, and it's going to be wherever you want it to be. But you're going to have to shoot it yourself, of course.
It's impossible to name any one thing. You've done it all. But we all thank you for your incredible dedication, traveling around the world to every story, putting yourself at risk, helping us all with your professionalism, and having some fun too.
And there was that little two-letter story.
OJ.
I did my very first ABC News Patak on Scott Shulman himself.
We're just going right along. Well, we have to arrange for satellite trucks, for power, for parking, permits, getting the courtrooms wired. We built an entire facility inside the building to work out of.
Now, he single-handedly built Camp OJ, the media center across from the criminal courts building. I was in complete awe.
When that trial of the century happened and we heard Scott Shulman and the satellite truck is showing up, we knew, okay, this is the trial of the century.
I know exactly how I met you. It was in 1995, 196 at the O.J. Simpson criminal trial. I go into the trailer, I open the door. Who do I see sitting down there? Was Scott Shulman. And you asked me, well, who are you? What do you want? And I said, well, who are you? And you said, well, I'm Scott Shulman. I'm wearing this white.
He's been the Yoda to many Jedi.
Thank you for always being so kind to me from the time I was 20 years old and teaching me the ropes.
Thank you so much for all the encouragement and kindness. I will never forget that about you. And for always being so humble.
You told me, if you take a leap, a net will appear. And I thought, gosh, that's really good advice. And then you said, if you are afraid to get on a plane, you'll never go anywhere.
I remember the days when I moved over from local to network. You physically came over and walked me from KABC over to the network building, and you just showed me the ropes.
Thank you for being a mentor to so many of us, for being like a father figure on the big stories when, let's face it, shit would hit the fan.
And here come all the compliments.
Scott, you're a special dude. I always just admired and respected you.
Coming to you live from a very empty, lonely LA bureau, thinking about when we're all going to be here back together gathering. But there'll be a missing piece, and that will be you, our beloved Scott Shulman.
Shulman, you know that you're a legend at ABC.
You are probably the kindest, most genuine person I have ever worked with.
One of the things that you taught me most was to be kind. Kindness. That is your life lesson, Scott.
He cares about the story, he cares about the people in the story, and he cares about the people he covers the story with.
You've taught me so much over the years, and your kindness and empathy, willingness to help others makes you incomparable.
You've always been the best of our business.
You are an inspiration, Scott. You really are to so many. You told the story, you told it well, you told it right.
And a bit of shade.
I have learned that when I see Scott, I always say to him, good to see you. I never ask him, how are you, unless I have a few hours to spare. Love you, Scott.
You might even remember the Ice Age. You've been around for so long.
What I do want to say is that all these years later, I still resent that Scott left KABC and went to work for Network News. We still miss him, even to this day. All jokes aside, my friend, we wish you well. We are going to miss you. And thanks for everything you've done for both KABC and for ABC News.
But let's be real, who hasn't had a crush on him?
I was flying home from New York, and the woman sitting next to me started talking. She was a talker, and she said, "What do you do?" And I answered, "I work for ABC News." "Oh, ABC News," she said. "Do you know a man named Scott Shulman? He and I were on a kibbutz together when I was a teenager, and oh, he was so nice and so handsome."
I can't believe you're retiring. You just look so young, Dad.
Always garnering respect from fellow cameramen.
Got a Chippendale shoot tomorrow. Got to do some recreations with the strippers. I'm sure you want to come along for that.
Wishing you the happiest of retirements, Mr. Shulman. 42 years at ABC. That's pretty amazing. You deserve the biggest Disney trophy they have. We've had some great times together, been on some great stories together.
Here's to your attention to detail. Here's to your work ethic, your devotion to the craft of journalism, and here's to your no bullshit attitude.
These 10 years I've been in LA, help I've really needed, and I really thank you for that. Really, it's been great to work beside you, to work with you, and to call you my friend.
You were my favorite. Don't tell the other guys. You were my favorite producer.
Okay, now the suggestion box for life in retirement.
I gotta say, I am so jealous of your new job, that post-ABC job. I am really, that's what I'm gonna dream about for a future, and I'm gonna come try to follow you around at some point.
And if you ever want to hang in a hurricane, you know who to call.
When the fire bell stops ringing, it's going to be a little bit unnerving for a while, but when your blood pressure returns to normal, you're going to like it.
Hopefully I'll see you out hiking, biking.
I can heartily recommend retirement. I think it's great. You can do what you want when you want to do it.
Now it's time for you and Cipra to get in that souped up van and get to the nearest ocean, mountain, desert, city.
That the only reason you pick up a camera is because you actually want to take some pictures, not because some bonehead like me has sent you off to cover some press conference nobody will remember tomorrow. All the best, Scott.
You can do whatever you want. You can go see your grandkids or not. You can putz around the house or not. You can go travel or not. Whatever you want to do, and that's the fun part. And you deserve it.
I'll go to a wildfire with you any day, but this right here, this is where I hope to see you soon. You've earned it, man. Enjoy.
And the answer to what happens in the afterlife.
Both Scott and I pre-purchased funeral plots next to each other by accident. And all I can think about is that I will spend the rest of eternity having to listen to Scott's stories. And he'll have to listen to mine. And we'll probably haunt each other a little bit.
But don't listen to us, listen to them.
Whenever anyone asks about my dad, I usually say he's like Larry David meets Robert De Niro in Meet the Parents. Personality traits I'd like to personally thank ABC for helping develop over the last 45 years. But seriously, you're the most talented, hardworking guy I know. I love you, and I'm so proud of you.
Well, I am going to speak on behalf of the cats, who will miss helping you pack over and over and over again, and then making sure that your suitcase is really empty when you get home. And they get to check out all those interesting smells from strange hotel rooms. But then again, they won't have to wait days or weeks for you to come home, and they can crawl on top of you every night.
Working with you at all the different national conventions was not only a unique experience, but very eye-opening for me as a daughter watching her dad work. I never really understood what you did until then, and also how much people looked up to you and admired all of your hard work.
Scott, we love you, man. Congratulations on a great 45 years of hard work. I'm sure you're going to be missed, man. You're truly one in a million. Love you.
And one final thought.
What's the LA Bureau going to do without you? What are we going to do without you? Not your problem, but please know that I'm grateful. We are all grateful for your talent, your wisdom, your dedication, and if anyone has earned this wonderful next chapter, it's you. I'm going to miss you. Congratulations.
Scott Shulman. Scott Shulman. Does anyone know Scott? Scott, what is this place?
Good. Is this Greystone Mansion?
Yes, this is.
Do you know Scott Shulman?
No.
He'll be working here soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic news.
He is. He's going to be wearing a uniform and everything. Can you let him know that he left something in his office? Oh. And can you give that to him?
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, this thing's heavy.
I know.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Of course.